Hi everyone, my name is Nair and this is my channel all about cross stitch. Today is Tuesday, May 20th, and this is Flosstube number 22. It's been about 3 weeks since I last filmed a video. I filmed on April 28th, so just about 3 weeks. And I love I love talking about my cross stitch so much that this is take number 3. I recorded this video twice on Saturday, and the first time the volume, and I need to remember to speak up, but the volume was very low. I couldn't hear myself, and I was also hitting the table a lot, so that the monitor, my computer was shaking a lot, so I was making myself sick, so I didn't want any of you to have to watch that. So then I recorded it a second time and realized that I had forgotten to say a whole lot of things that I had wanted to say. I think by the second time I was like, oh my gosh, let's just get this done, and I was rushing through it and forgot a bunch of things. So I just decided to take a break for a couple of days and try again today. So here we are, Tuesday, May 20th. Today, well, not today, but this month marks my 1-year anniversary on Flosstube, so that's super exciting. Where are the where are the fireworks? I need some confetti or something here. Yeah, it's been 1 year. I think Mother's Day last year is when I recorded, so I'm probably about a week late, but that's fine. That's okay. It's we're in the same month that I started, so stay tuned. Later on, I will have a giveaway. So I guess I'm just going to get started with previous fully finished items, and I know I do have some non-stitchy people watching, so just to reiterate, a FFO, or a fully finished object, is when you finish stitching something and then you turn it into something that you can display, whether it be frame, pillow. There's just so many different ways that you can finish. Like this is just on like a board. You can make it into like a quilted flat soft finish. There's a lot of different ways to fully finish things. So normally I like to start my videos off with previous fully finishes, but since I have been recording for a year, I've pretty much come full circle with all of my fully finishes. I think I've pretty much showed you everything that I have. There might be a few things in my kids' room that I haven't shared. I know I've shared like the ornaments that I've made for them, but there are a few things that are hanging on the walls that I don't remember if I've shared with you or not. So I'm just going to share one today. I apologize if I've shared this before. I really don't remember. But this is one that I designed myself in 2012. So this is pretty old. I designed this to hang in my boys' bedroom. At one time they shared a room, and now they have their own rooms, but this one just is in Cameron's room. I originally had framed it. I did a really bad job. I didn't lace it or anything. The frame was the wrong size. It was really not looking too good. So I did fully finish it. I redid it a couple of years ago on this paddle board. So this is just one that I designed myself. I didn't create an actual pattern. I just sort of made it up as I stitched it, made it up as I went along, and it's basically like a words to live by kind of thing. So yeah, that's my only previous fully finished that I'm going to share today. There might be a couple more in my son's room, so maybe I'll save those for next time. And then my current FFOs, this is a piece that I had stitched probably anywhere from 10 to 15 years ago. I stitched this for my husband, and I just pulled it out of my drawer a couple weeks ago and decided to finally fully finish it. I don't know the name of the pattern or the designer. I'm thinking it probably was a freebie that I found online, possibly. I'm not sure, but I just popped it. I laced it, popped it in this frame. It's on a white store-bought Ada that had been folded up for a really long time in the packaging, and then when it was in my drawer, it was folded up. So I did try to get, you can kind of see some wrinkles still in there. I tried to get them out as best I could, and I was hoping that once I laced it, it would flatten out some more. But so far, I mean, it's only been a couple weeks. Maybe over time it will, they'll flatten out. But anyway, I think it looks pretty good in that frame. And then my second fully finish is, this is one that I had stitched last year. Nancy, the Disorderly Stitcher, and Chris, the Camping Stitcher, had started a stitch along. I believe it was called BBD, Blackbird Design, in full glory, Sal. They started it last summer, and I finished it. I don't know when I finished stitching it. I don't know if it was like last fall or if it was this year when I actually finished stitching it, but I did just fully finish it into this frame. I stitched this on an ice blue, I think it's like a 28 count ice blue Lugana, with some of the called for. I think there's a few of the called for, and then I don't know if there was a DMC conversion that came with it or I just chose my own colors, but I really enjoyed stitching this one. I remember stitching that house during the Midsummer Night Stitch by the online retreat from Lindy Stitches. I stitched most of that house then, and then I finished up the rest of it later. But yeah, I really like this one. Okay, so those are all of my fully finishes, and then I am doing Whip Mania, so I'm trying to finish as many of my older whips as I can, and I did manage to finish a few. Well, so as of Saturday, I finished, well, two, I guess. I mean, there's two. I finished two of the Pears, so I don't know if you would count that as one finish or two finishes, but I had already stitched this one several years ago, and then I just finished these two. So this is Redwork Pears by Annie B's Folk Art. I originally started this in February of 2023. I did finish the one pair, and then I think I had like 5 stitches of the next pair in, and then put it away for 2 years. Why? I don't know. I mean, they're so small. But yeah, I finally pulled it out a couple weeks ago, and so this is the first one that I had stitched 2 years ago. And then I stitched this one just a couple weeks ago. And then the last one that I did was the alphabet one. So these are stitched on a Mystic Fabrics pumpkin something. Hang on, let me look. Pumpkin Spice, Mystic Fabrics. It's a 32 count Lugana in pumpkin spice. And I stitched it using a Wicked Stepmother Santa Baby, and that is all I had left. I was sweating it at the end. I was worried I wasn't gonna have enough, but I had just enough. So I'm just gonna show you how they all look on this fabric. I didn't really lay them out properly. So, I mean, they're all gonna get cut out and made into stand-up pairs, but you know me, I'm a little frugal when it comes to my fabric, so I didn't want to stitch, like I had stitched this one and then I stitched this one, and then I was like, well, I don't want to stitch this one down here, and then I would end up basically using up the whole section of fabric for one pair. So I just squeezed it in there. I had to put it in upside down. So I'm hoping that I left myself enough room to fully finish it. I'm gonna have to like cut right through there. So hopefully I'll have enough space to fully finish it. But I know Vanna Pfeiffer has a tutorial on how to finish the pairs. I did watch it about 2 years ago, but when I stitched the first pair, because I just wanted to make sure it was something that I thought I could do. But I mean, I barely remember what I watched yesterday. Forget about 2 years ago. So I am gonna have to go back and rewatch that video. And I'm keeping that in this bag. This is by Gamma's Treasures. And I like this bag because it has like the 2 pockets. So I had originally had 2 whips in here. This one was in there also. So now now that frees up that bag for another Redwork piece. Okay, so that was, as of Saturday, that was all I had finished. But then on Friday night, well, when I filmed my video on Saturday, this was a whip. But it has now been completed, and that is because I pulled this out Friday night. This is Patriotic Quaker by Primrose Cottage. I started this one, I think it was in June of 2024, so last June, using the called for color and cotton. Let's see, we've got Cherry Cobbler, Stargazing, and Old Lace. And I finished this up yesterday, I believe. So here it is. I think that this is on a 28 count Bestitch Me. I want to say it's Caramel Macchiato. So I used all the called for. Really enjoyed stitching with the color and cotton. You can't, some of the white, it is a little ghosty in the, but it shows up better in person. So this was a lot of fun to stitch on. I normally really love patriotic stitching. I'm not quite feeling it this year, but I do have 2 patriotic whips that I want to get finished, and this was one of them. So I just have one more patriotic whip, and then I probably won't, well, you know me, never say never, but I don't think that I'm going to be stitching any more patriotic this year besides my other whip, but who knows. And one thing I wanted to mention about the color and cotton, I did watch, let's see, Mrs. Jones Stitches had a video last week. I want to say maybe Friday, or I watched it on Friday, and she was somebody had asked her, like, if we want to start our own color and cotton collection, how is the best way to do it? What is the best? How do we start? So she had this whole video just on all of our color and cotton, and she gave you like 6 to 10 blues that are her favorites that are really good to start out with. 6 to 10 greens, yellows. She went through every single colorway and just showed you which ones would be good to start out with. And I always hear, I mean, I've stitched with color and cotton. I really enjoy it. They barely, like, I don't really have any issues with them knotting. They're really, really good to stitch with. I don't have a huge collection. I have some. Like I a couple of years ago, I bought a bunch of the grab bags. But I did go on, when I was watching her video, I went on the Color and Cotton website, and for a 8-yard skein, it is $3.30. So I was like, well, how does that compare to the other brands? So I went to 123 Stitch and I looked up Weeks Dye Works, Color and Cotton, Gentle Arts, and I wrote down the price of each skein. And then, so all of those are only 5 yards. Color and Cotton it's more expensive, but it's 8 yards. So I did the math. I divided like the price by the number of yards, and hopefully I did my math correct. But Classic Colorworks is on 123 Stitch. Now 123 Stitch tends to run slightly cheaper than anywhere else. Like if you were to go to another online, a smaller small business online shop, they're going to run a little bit more. But on 123 Stitch, for Classic Colorworks 5 yards, it's $2.57 for a skein of Classic Colorworks, and that equates to 51 cents per yard. And then Weeks Dye Works was just $2.55 per skein, which is also 51 cents per yard. And then the Gentle Arts was $2.39 per skein, which is 48 cents a yard. And then the Color and Cotton was $3.30 for 8 yards, which makes it 41 cents a yard. So definitely more bang for your buck if you were to buy the Color and Cotton. And the only thing with the Color and Cotton is not a whole lot of designers use it in their designs, in their patterns. So you have to, if you want to use the Color and Cotton, a lot of times you have to do your own conversion. So if that's something that you're comfortable with and that you enjoy doing, then I think the Color and Cotton are definitely the way to go. But anyway, I just thought that was, I like statistics like that, so I thought that was kind of interesting. So that was Patriotic Quaker, and that was my last finish. So I did have a couple of new starts. Okay, my first new start that I had, and I know I'm doing Whipmania, but these were, I made an exception for these two. The first one is Agnes Cairnes 1815 by Hemlock and Rye Stitchery. That's Julie, Kansas City girl in a Colorado world. And this is what it looks like. So I got it's a PDF, so I did print it out, but I couldn't read the pattern on the paper, so I am using the digital version on my Kindle, which is a lot better. And I'm stitching this on a 20 count boot camp by Stitch Me, and this is where I am. So I started this on May 6th, and this is a stitch along for Karen Kirk's birthday. Karen is one of the designers behind Fox and Rabbit, and she had a big birthday, so they started this sale, and it was on May 6th. So I just wanted to, I wanted to stitch it, and I wanted to just get a small start just to say that I started it on her birthday, but I'm not going to pull this one back out again until June because I am still trying to focus on my Whipmania. But I've basically just gotten some of the border in, all the green. I did put in a little bit of the red. There is a lot of red in this one, which is, I mean, I love red, but I have so this is actually a reproduction Scottish sampler. And I have this thistle needle minder, and I was looking at it, and you know, I love purple, so I was like, oh, it might be kind of cool if I could somehow incorporate some purple in here. So I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. It was just an idea I had, but for now I'm just going to continue on with the green, get as much of the green in as possible, and then I'll decide from there if I want to put purple in there or not. So that is that one, and I don't remember the hashtag. I'll try to put it down below if I can find it. Something about Karen's big birthday sale or something. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. Excuse me. So that was new start number 1. Just trying to turn my Kindle off here. And then I had one other start for another special birthday. Sandy, a stitching with Sandy, and I'm still shaking the table. I'm sorry. I need to. This has been an issue with me for like a year now. I need to find a better setup. But Sandy, stitching with Sandy, and Shelly, Key X Stitch. Also, she is. Oh, something about she's on Flosstube. I can't remember her Flosstube name now. It's like, is it Once Upon a Stitch or Once? I'll put it down. I'll put it down below. But for their birthday, they both have the same birthday, and they are doing this for their birthday. And this is Ladybug Picnic by Hands On Design. This was a market release in 2025. I did not have that called for fabric, so I did pick a couple of potential fabrics to use. One of them was a lighter pink, and then one was Monster Mash. It was a green, and then I thought, well, let me see if I can dye my own. And I did have some pink powdered dye, but it was really, really bubblegum pink. It came out really, really bright. So I just threw in some tan Rit dye, and this is what I came up with. It is still pretty bright, but I mean, it doesn't match exactly, but I think it's close enough, and I think it still looks nice. So this is as far as I got. This was, I think I stitched on this, so I actually did not get to start it on their birthday, which was, I think it was May 8th. I was traveling that day to Flagstaff, Arizona, because my oldest son, Cameron, graduated Northern Arizona University, so that's so exciting. He graduated with his bachelor in forestry. So we were traveling, and I completely forgot to bring this with me but I did get a start on it the Sunday afterwards, and I spent a good chunk of Sunday working on it, and then I think I spent another night that week working on it. So it goes pretty fast, and it's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying this one. There's a lot of fiddly stuff in here because you're changing colors a lot, and there's a lot of Smyrna crosses in there, but I'm still enjoying it, and I think it's going to look really cute on that fabric. So I'm hoping, I'm not sure if this is going to be one of my Whip Mania finishes or not. I'll have to see how I am with time. And then I'm going to move on to my whips now. So I just had those two starts. And then my first whip is Topsy Turvy Tea. Here's the pattern. This is by Counting Puddles. This is another 2023 whip, but it's very slow going. I know it's so small. Like, why 2 years, 2.5 years, or 2 years? When did I start this? Yeah, I guess it was 2023, October 2023. Yeah, I don't know why this is lingering. Well, I do know why it's lingering, because I'm not a huge fan of the fabric. It is a linen, and it is 30 count grape ice, and it's very loose weave, and I find it very difficult to stitch on. So I pretty much can only stitch on this outside. So last week I did stitch on it for a couple of lunch breaks, and I did manage to finish the teacup. So all I have left now basically is the tea bag, and like the bottom of the cup there's some back stitch, and then the top of the cup there's some back stitch, and I have to do some of these little things here, and then the tea bag. So I'm thinking maybe one more lunch break I could get this done. Unfortunately, the weather is starting to warm up here, so I don't think there's going to be very many, if any, more back porch stitching days, unless I can get out super early in the morning before it gets too hot. But I am stitching this with the called for Trainway silks, but I have like 2 strands left of this one, which is what's used for like all of the back stitching. The tea bag, it's up here, it's in here, so I definitely will not have enough. But the pattern does come with a DMC conversion, which is number 27. So I did have that color. So I'm just going to, when I run out of the silk, I will use this, and that should be fine. I think it'll look fine. It's not gonna ruin the aesthetic of it or anything. So yeah, I'm almost done with that. This hopefully will be a finish by the next time I see you. And that is in my bag by Allison of Mrs. AZ Family Zoo. She has an Etsy shop, and she's got a lot of different bags. She sells a whole lot of different things: jewelry, pot holders, charts. She's also a cross-stitch designer, so she has lots of different cross-stitch charts, and all of the proceeds go to support their animals. She has an animal sanctuary, and turtles, pigs, chickens, dogs. If you go check out her Flosstube video, she always does like animal updates at the end. So go check out her Flosstube, and go check out her Etsy shop. She has a lot of cute bags, and it all goes for a good cause. Okay, so whip number 2 is Temperature Quaker by Sarah Stitchin' Mommy. And I just have a black and white version, but that's what it's going to look like. This was her design. I think it was in 2023. I had purchased it at that time, but I was still working on Temperature Butterfly, so I wasn't able to get a start on this one until this year. And I'm stitching this on a DMC printed fabric that I purchased from Michaels. So it's got some blue and green. It's a very pretty fabric. It's a 14 count. And this is where I'm at. So the last time I shared this, I was halfway done with April. This is April right here, so I had half of that in. So since I shared it last, I finished April, and I got to start on May. So as you can see, like, I mean, it's so pretty. Look at all the different colors. In both April and May, our temperatures have been all over the place. We've actually had a pretty nice spring. Usually we go from like winter to summer. Spring is normally very, very short here, but we've it's been really nice this year. Our temperatures have been all over the place. We've had anywhere from like let's see, April. Our lowest in April was 61, which was on April 2nd, and then our highest was 95, which was on April 11th. And then we've just been all over the place in 80s, 70s. We had another 68-degree day. That was in April. So the temperatures are just all over the place. And then the same thing with May. I mean, we've had one 64-degree day in May, and then we had a couple in the 70s, a couple days in the 80s, a couple days in the 90s. And so I've stitched up through the 9th of May. So I am about 10 days behind. And I know we've had like April, no, I'm sorry, May 10th and 11th, it was 99 degrees. And then May 13th and 14th, it was 77 degrees. So we've still been all over the place, but starting today, I think yesterday was like 86. And starting today probably until October, we're just going to be in the 90s and 100s from here on out. So, so there'll be a lot of oranges and reds coming up here pretty soon. And that's just in my pineapple bag. I think I thrifted this. This is actually a 31 bag, but I found it at a thrift store. And then let's see, my next whip is the Beez Got Knees by Hands On Design. This was an exclusive for the Spring Mingle, which was an online retreat hosted by Stephanie Webb of Lindy Stitches. It happened, I think, the first weekend in May. I don't have a color. I printed it out in black and white, but I do have the card that was an advertisement for the Spring Mingle. So that's the project. That's what it looks like. It was an exclusive that Kathy designed. And you can, you purchase the pattern and you got to attend a class on how to fully finish it. So you got the pattern early, I want to say April, and you could pre-stitch it if you wanted to. I started it, but I knew I was not gonna finish it. So I did start it. I think I stitched on it one day in April, and then I worked on this during the Spring Mingle on Saturday and got quite a bit done. So this is where I'm at. So I got, since the last time I shared it with you, I think I got like a lot of these leaves in and then everything in here. This one is being stitched on a 32 count Stitch Me. Oh, and it's Willow. So this was one of her recent Fabric of the Month from March of this year. It's a 32 count Lugana. So it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of stitching, but it's deceiving. It's taking me a really long time, and there's a lot of color changes. That's part of the issue. You know, just like a lot of little bits, little motifs. So I'm having to change the thread, and also because it's on a 32 count Lugana, I'm having a hard time stitching on it, seeing the holes. It's just very slow going for me. I was hoping to have this done by the end of the month because they did so I attended the class. I got to see how it was put together, but like I said, I barely remember what I watched yesterday. Forget about, you know, now this is a couple weeks ago now, but I did watch. I attended the class, but it was recorded, and the recording is supposed to be available for 30 days. So I was really hoping to have this done by the end of May. At this point, I don't know if that's going to happen. I am going to be doing some traveling in the next coming weeks, and this is not, I don't think this is going to be a very good travel piece because it is difficult to see. And I don't know how the lighting is going to be where I'm going, so I don't know. We shall see. See how that one goes. And then my next one, I am stitching this for you know who. This is by Stitchin' Mama. So this is Kelly, and it's Stitchin' Mama, not to be confused with Stitching Mommy Sarah. Stitchin' Mama has a website, and so you can go check it out. She's got a lot of patterns, and this one is being stitched on a Bestitch Me 28 count Lugana called Into the Veil, and this is where I've gotten to. So I think since the last time I shared this, I finished the border. I think I put this word in, these words in, and I know I put this in. I'm not sure where I was at with the trees. I do know that I messed up on like the positioning of one of the trees, so I had to rip out and put it in again. But I'm really enjoying this one. It's a lot of fun. It's, you know, very easy. This border is really pretty. It's deceiving though. I mean, it is intense. It is a lot of work. It takes a long time, but it is a lot of fun. So I am getting there. I just have the last two words, maybe 3 more trees, the bees. I wasn't sure if I was going to put the bee with the 2 E's and then put the bees in there or leave it out. But my husband pointed out that it was going to be off kilter, like off center, if I didn't put the other E in there. So I'll probably do it exactly as the pattern. And then I have the border to do. So this one might be good for me to take when I travel, because it is a 28 count. It's easier to see, and it's more blocky, kind of. The color changes aren't as intense on this one. And then my last whip, I think I spent like 5 days on this one since I last saw you. This is Dandelion Wishes by Robin Pickens. This was also a 2025 market release. I'm stitching this one on Bestitch Me 28 count Lugana in the color Ledger. And that's where I am. So I think when I shared it with you last month, I only had this flower in, that dandelion in. So I've put in like this one, the words, and then I put this all in last night. So I think maybe 1 or 2 more stitching sessions and I should have this one completed. I just have to finish that last dandelion and the words. So really not a whole lot left at all. So I think this one will be another Whip Mania finish. And that is it for my stitching. Yeah, my basket's empty. So plans, I'm just going to continue on with Whip Mania. And I do want to start. So I think the next time that I see you is going to be in June. So I do want to start this one for Strawberry Moon Sal. This is another 2025 market release. Strawberry Pin Keep, Strawberry Thieves Pin Keep by Quaint Rose Needle Arts. I have it kitted with the called for Classic Colorworks. I just need to pick a fabric. Let's see, this is stitched on a 37 count, so I don't know. What do I want to do it on? Do I want to do it on a 20 maybe? They'd be really tiny though. I don't know. We'll see what I have, what I can find in my stash. So those are my plans until the next time that I see you. I also, in June, I will be pulling out my Modern Folk Embroidery the Pride Sal. I think I started it in like 2022. It's one of my oldest whips, and I just usually stitch on it for a couple of days every June. So I'm really wanting to get that one done this year. I don't know. We'll see. we'll see, because it's just one that I'm kind of over with. You know, I stitch a little bit and I'm like, okay, I'm done. Like I don't know. Oh, gotta stop shaking the table. Okay. Um, this is really like quick because the first two times I recorded, it was like an hour and 10 minutes. So I don't know what I'm missing here. Oh, I still have some purchases, and then I have my gift away, and there's some floss tubers I wanted to mention. Um, these floss tubers are all under 1,000 subscribers, so if you, I'll give you their names and then a little bit about them. But the first one that I have down here is Allison of Mrs. AZ Family Zoo. I talk about her all the time. She is so close to 1,000. Last I checked, she had like 920 something. So she's very, very close. So if, you know, everybody could go and subscribe and try to get her up to that 1,000. That would be great. She has a lot of tutorials. She's very multi-talented. She does a ton of different crafts. She does quilting. She's a long arm quilter. She does punch needle. She does embroidery, like machine embroidery, rope baskets. Um, she has a bird cam. So she likes at the end of her videos, when she talks about her animals, she'll show you the bird cam. It's really neat to see all the different kind of birds that she gets over there. Because here in I'm in Las Vegas, and we don't really have a lot of neat birds. We get a lot of pigeons. We get some doves, some finches. Oh, and hummingbirds. We do have a lot. We have hummingbirds all year, which is really cool to see because we have a feeder right on our porch. So I sit there and stitch, and I can see the hummingbirds come. So that's Allison of Mrs. AZ Family Zoo. So go check her out. Another one is Wendy's Whimsical Stitches. She lives in Mississippi. She's a homeschooler. She also has under 1,000 subscriptions, and one of her recent videos, she did an angel Afghan. It was a month. I guess they were like monthly patterns, and then she put them all together on this Afghan. It's really, really cool. Go check that out. And then let's see, Heidi's Homemade. She's another Arizona floss tuber. She does she has a tiny decisions wheel that she uses to pick her stitches, and she stitches on like a wide variety of things from Primrose Cottage, Satsuma Street, ink circles. So she's a lot of fun to watch. She just shows a bunch of different projects. And then Marcy of Amnicon Studio. I know I mentioned her a couple videos back, but it was like I was really rushed because I was at an hour already, so I didn't really go into any detail. But I think she's in Wisconsin or Wyoming. I always get those two W states mixed up, but she cross stitches and she knits, and she does these emotional support chickens, and they're just the cutest things. Oh my goodness, you need to go. I don't think she shared them in her last video, but like her previous video, couple of videos before that, she shared them, and they're just so cute. And she also has a blog, so Amnicon Studio on Flosstube. Go check her out. And those are all the ones that I have that are under 1,000. There are a couple more that I like Garan Stitchery. I have been watching them for years. They have a brick and mortar store, in Ozark, Alabama, and they have an online shop, and they are like at 4.99 thousand subscribers. So they said when they get to 5,000, they were going to do a giveaway. So you know, if you're so inclined, head over there, give them a like and subscribe, and let's help get them to that 5,000. But they're a lot of fun to watch. Gary is like a prolific stitcher. He stitches on these massive projects, and he gets them done in record time. It's just amazing. And they have a really good local framer that does an amazing job framing their pieces. And Ronnie also stitches and has a lot of really cool pieces that he's finished, like a stocking, and yeah, so definitely go check them out and give them a subscription. See if we can get them to 5K. And then, okay, one more. One more that I watched is two cross stitchers, Amy and Mary Lou. They're from New Hampshire. They just hit 1,000 subscribers not too long ago, but They are both very talented multi-crafters. They do like the whole gamut of like different crafts. So they're a lot of fun to watch. And Mary Lou has like the New England accent. I just love listening to her. Okay, so that's two crossed stitchers. And I think that's it. I did watch a new one yesterday, or new to me, Coffee Stitcher Garrett. I guess he had been making Flosstube videos a couple of years ago and stopped. And so he just put out a new one for the first time in like 3 years or something. So it's gorgeous, gorgeous stitching. That was fun to watch. Okay, purchases. So I went to Joann's on Saturday. My Joann's is still open. I think they only have a couple of days left before they close. And the store was 60% off. And a lot of it was roped off. All the shelves were emptied. So they didn't have like hardly anything as far as stitching goes. But I did pick up this package of 14 count white Aida that I thought would be really good to, there's a ton of it there. So I can hand dye this. So it was only $8. And let's see. I did get my Be Stitch Me. My last video I said that they had some fabric that was ready to ship. So I did buy more of that ledger because I know in my last video I said I really like ledger. So I did buy 20 count. And then I also bought ledger in the 28 count Lugana. The modeling is like way more intense on the Lugana. And what I found was interesting, these are both quarter yard, but my Aida is way shorter than my Lugana. Like the 20 count Aida is the one on top, the front one, and then the one that's longer is the Lugana. So I don't know why. Is that normally how? I mean, I thought they were both supposed to be the same size, but they're very different. And then I also got a 28 count sandbar. This is like a bluish white. I don't know, it's very pretty. I think this is the color that's used in the Lola Crow, the latest Lola Crow stitch along, the aviary, which I did not start because I've barely started the aquarium. I still have the aquarium as a whip, and I have a long way to go, so I didn't think I should be starting another one. But we'll see how, see how it plays out, and I might want to start it at some point in the future, and if I do, then at least I now have the fabric for it. I did get this keepsake calendar. I've been on their mailing list for many, many years. So they automatically send this to me, and then they send me a bill, and you pay the bill or you can send it back if you don't want it. But I've never sent them back before. These are all the projects that are on the back, or that are in the calendar. I really love this one, the ship in the bottle. I think that's so cool. That would look really great on my nautical wall. What else? Oh, there's an Emma Congdon one. A cup of tea solves everything. Right here, I really like that one. And this one is really cool too, the February. Let me see if I'll see if I can share some bigger. Here's the Emma Congdon one. And this February one is designed by Diane Mackin. Never heard of that designer before. That's really cute. And then the ship in a bottle is designed by Susan Bates. That's really cool. So this is put out by Craftaways. I really don't know how I got on their mailing list. They're the company that puts out these books. Oh wait, this one's Better Homes and Garden. Oh yeah, it is Craftaways. Okay. But there is a phone number on here if you want to call and see if you can order this. 866-321-9550. So I got that. And then I did Allison, Mrs. AZ Family Zoo. She loves punch needle and she likes the Kimberbell kits. And she had a code so that you could buy one and get one free. And I've been wanting to try this for months and months and months. But I am just so obsessed with cross stitch. Like any free time I have, I'm stitching. Even though I would love to try new crafts, I just hate to take the time away from stitching. But she had this buy one, get one code, and I was like, all right, now is a good time to try it out. So this was the freebie. And it comes with everything you need. I mean, the yarn, the cloth, the punch needle, little button, comes in this project bag, just everything that you need is in there. And then this is the one that I purchased. It's a cute little mushroom. Reminds me of growing up in the 70s. Mushrooms were everywhere. But I think that's so cute. And so I'm looking forward to trying these probably after Whipmania. Maybe in June I'll sit down and Allison has a how-to, like a tutorial on how to... She has a tutorial on how to do punch needles. So I'm going to have to sit down and watch that. And Kimberbell also has a tutorial, I guess. So that's it for my purchases. I don't think that I really got that much. So the last thing on my agenda here is my my gift away. So this is my 1 year. I've been on Flosstube for 1 year. Something that I had wanted to do for maybe 3 years, and it took me that long to finally get up the courage and the confidence to film my very first video. And I didn't know that I was going to, you know, if I was going to continue on with it or not. But here we are a year later. So I just want to say thank you all so much. Those of you who've been watching me from the very beginning, and those of you who have found me along the way over this past year. Those of you who continue to comment and to like, and I just really, really appreciate you so much. I just like, you know, I really love that interaction. Like everybody says, like it's such a wonderful community, and you know they really enjoy being able to interact because we can meet people from all over the world, right? Not just people in our own little town. And actually last year when I started this video, I knew nobody in my town that cross stitched. It wasn't until about a month later that I went to Jessica's shop for the first time and met people. So now, you know, and I know I'm not the only cross stitcher here. But yeah, I mean, I just really I love when you comment. I always try to comment back, and you know, I think that's kind of how we get to know each other, you know, just that back and forth commenting. And so anyway, I'm blubbering too much, I'm blabbing too much, but I just want to say thank you all so much for following me on Flosstube. So full disclaimer, so I did make some project bags for the gift away. There's going to be one winner. I did make 3 bags because I know not everybody has the same tastes. But just to let you know, I am not a professional bag maker. I only make these for myself and my friends. I do not sell them on Etsy. They're not Etsy worthy. I'm not an experienced sewist. You know, these are not going to be like Allison of Mrs. AZ Family Zoo quality, or Jenny of Patchwork and Poppies, or Michelle of Michelle Lee Quilts. They're not going to be, you know, professional quality, but I think they are cute and I like them. I used the Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch tutorial, and you know, they're going to be usable. Like your stuff is not going to fall out of the bottom. I hope. I hope not. No, I think I sewed up the seams. But anyway, so this is how it's going to work. So I'm going to show you all the bags, and then you will put in your comment the word bag. Next week I will do the random comment generator picker thingamajig. But you know me in technology, we don't get along very well. So if I can't figure it out, what I will do is I'll write everybody's name down on a piece of paper and then put it in a bowl, and I will pick it. I'll pick the name on the video my next video, which I'm thinking is going to be the first weekend in June. I got to try to be a little more consistent with these videos, but I think my next video is going to be June 7th. Don't quote me on that, but I'm going to write it down in my calendar, and so that I can kind of prepare and plan for it ahead of time. But so I would say to comment by June 6th of 2025, and then that'll give me time to like pick a winner, and then film on Saturday. So usual giveaway rules, right? Don't put the word gift or free or giveaway or anything like that in your comment. And you're gonna have to be okay with giving me your full name and your address. When I pick the name the next video, my email address will be down below, sincity_crossstitcher@gmail.com. You can email me there with your name and address, and then which bag you want. So let me just go through the bags. So I think that's everything that I need to say about that. But here's the first bag. So this is farm animals. You got cows, chickens, there's a turkey, pigs. And these are all about 13 by 13, or maybe a little bit bigger. And then this one just has a little tag where you can write the name of your project on it. So that's one. This one is so cute. This is like cats wreaking havoc in somebody's sewing room. This is actually some vintage fabric that I found when I was in Flagstaff at a thrift store a couple months ago. And I like the fabric so much. I did the top panel as well, and then I have a little kitty charm, and then the inside is just a solid blue. So that's that one. And then the last one I did is this sewing themed one. So with the really like the antique kind of sewing machine, scissors, thread. It's like a turquoisey light blue. And then the inside is the same as this here. And then again, just a little tag so that you can write your project name. And then I had a little pair of scissors I put on there. So yeah. So those are the 3 bags. So if you're interested in any of these bags, just put the word bag in your comment, and I will choose in the next video. And then you don't need to tell me which one you want now. Just when I pick a winner and you email me your address, then that's when you'll tell me which one you want. And depending on how this goes, I may give more away in the future. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I think I'm going to open this to everybody. I know people are saying like shipping to Canada and overseas is really expensive. Honestly, I don't think I've ever shipped anywhere besides the US, so I have absolutely no idea how much it costs, and I may end up regretting saying that I will ship anywhere, but I think for this first one I will, and then we'll see how it goes from there. But yeah, that's the gift away. That's I just want my thank you for sticking with me this past year, and I would appreciate it if you were a subscriber in order to win a bag. And yeah, I think that's everything that I have for you today. Yeah, I think that's all. So I will see you hopefully on June 7th. So make sure you respond on the June 6th, by June 6th, 2025, if you want to enter the giveaway. And you have a pretty good chance. I think I have maybe 360 70 subscribers, something like that, and I think only like half of that actually watch the videos. So you have like a 1 in 150 chance of actually winning a bag. So it's pretty good odds, right? Um, Hopefully that the sound is okay. I did buy a microphone, but I am doing this on my lunch break and I don't have time to try and figure out how to use the microphone. I know I have to like plug it in and go into my settings and all of that, but I just didn't have time to fiddle with it. But hopefully by next time, I'll have that figured out and hopefully the sound will be better. Yeah, so thank you all so much for watching, and happy Memorial Day if you're in the States, and I will see you next time. Bye.